Hello everybody and kia ora. My name is Megan Smith and a warm welcome to you to today's University of Otago Pathways and English Language webinar. It's my pleasure to have you here joining us today, and as you can see on the screen here, I'm going to be joined a little bit later with some colleagues from the Pathway and from the English Language Centre, as well as one of our students who've recently successfully studied with us. So we'll look forward to that. We have quite a large agenda to get through today. You'll see the different topics that we're going to cover in this webinar. I'd also like to thank those of you who have already submitted some questions when you registered for the webinar. We'll be looking into those during the content of the slides and taking questions at the end as well. You are welcome to use the chat function or Q&A function during the course of the webinar, but we really welcome you to sit back and listen as well. And lastly, a special welcome to our education consultant partners who are joining us today. It's lovely to have you with us, as well as prospective students directly joining, maybe together with your family. So let's get underway. First, we'll just do a quick introduction to New Zealand and Dunedin. And Aotearoa, New Zealand, what a fantastic country. We're a small country of 5 million people. We have 3 official languages, English, of course, Te Reo Māori, our Indigenous language, and New Zealand Sign Language. And as a country, we're ranked very well in the world in a number of important indicators. We are the second safest country in the world. We're the second least corrupt country in the world. Things like gender equality matter to us, as do being happy. We're the 10th happiest country in the world, and we do pretty well in the global sustainability competitive rankings as well. Something we're especially proud of is our Indigenous culture, our Māori culture, and something that you can enjoy and experience as an international student in New Zealand is the Māori principles of manaakitanga. And this includes hospitality, kindness, generosity and support. And that's something we all endeavour to provide and support you with as an international student. It's great to know that if you choose to study in New Zealand, all of the universities are very highly ranked. This is a quality country for high quality education. And as a country, we're also considered the best as an English-speaking country for preparing students for the future. And indeed, that is what education is all about. We offer a really unique and a sort of a high quality classroom experience when you study in New Zealand. We teach you how to think critically. We offer hands-on learning. We like that to teach you how to work collaboratively. Problem solving and creativity are also important in our education systems. Indeed, we're ranked second best in the world for producing graduates with problem solving skills. So that's handy to know. There's very good research opportunities in New Zealand universities, and crucially, we were the first country in the world to adopt a very special set of rules to ensure the well-being of our international students. So where in New Zealand are we? We are located in the South Island in the beautiful coastal city of Dunedin. You'll see the markation there on the map, and it's surrounded by water and fabulous scenery. To get to Dunedin, it's about a just under 2-hour flight from Auckland, which is one of the main international airports. Or if you come into Christchurch International Airport in the South Island, it's just a short flight of around 55 minutes. So easy to get to. The city of Dunedin itself, it's a small city. It's a compact city. We have around 130,000 students, and a significant number of those students, of people living here are students or people at the university. So it's very much a student city. It's also a very highly educated city with a significant portion of residents having a postgraduate qualification. The quality of life here in Dunedin is fantastic. It's easy living. You've got great access to nature, to culture, to food, to fashion and sports. It's a compact city, but it's definitely got something for everybody. Now, when it comes to weather, you can expect 4 seasons and sometimes in one day, but certainly we really enjoy beautiful spring in Dunedin, summer, where we really love to get out on the beaches, of which we have many. In autumn, it's just spectacular, especially on our beautiful campus. And winter, which we're in right now, bit chilly, but there's plenty of cozy cafes to keep yourself warm in, as well as some pretty spectacular nature events happening too. So indeed, this picture here helps give you a sense of what Dunedin looks like. And as mentioned before, surrounded by beaches, water, a beautiful harbour and peninsula, and a lot of hills with bush and native nature to enjoy. What's also helpful in this particular slide is to see that the university is concentrated mainly down on one half of the slide, and it just progresses into the city. The city grew up with the university, so it's very much easy to walk into town from the university area, and it's actually just a 10-minute bus ride out to one of many beaches, the St Clair Beach, for instance. What you need to know about Dunedin is that it is absolutely a student city, really focused on young people and educating people, and we work in partnership with our community to support that. Something really special about our location in New Zealand is that the University of Otago in Dunedin is located so close to some of the world's premium scenery, including the likes of Wanaka. You can go hiking. That's one of our awesome colleagues up there on Roy's Peak. If you enjoy adventure, we've got ski fields. We have 4 ski fields for snowboarding and skiing, very close to Dunedin. Wonderful kayaking, fantastic walks of all sorts of levels for all sorts of people, including some of the so-called Great Walks of New Zealand are in our part of the country. For those thrill seekers, you've always got the bungee jumping in Queenstown. And indeed, so many beautiful hikes and views. The nature really is spectacular. And all of these opportunities are either within Dunedin and or a 3 to 4 hour drive away. So it's a very special place to come. If we consider the University of Otago, it's really nice to know that this is New Zealand's first university. And we're really proud of that fact, along with the fact that we are ranked among the top 1% of universities in the world. At Otago, you will be taught by national award-winning lecturers. Otago is often considered the top education, receives the top tertiary education award from the Prime Minister. And we're certainly top for all of the New Zealand education performance indicators. We have around 20,000, 21,000 students at Otago, and usually they come from another 3,000 students coming from over 80 countries. So now that the borders are open, everyone is back, and we continue to welcome more new international students with us. We have some 200 undergraduate and postgraduate degree programs and subjects on offer. And crucially, 94% of our graduates go on directly into work or further study. So the graduate outcomes are naturally what matter very much to people. So why the University of Otago? Some other reasons that make us a little bit more special than others, that we like to think, are that we are the only true residential university in New Zealand. And what this means is that the heart of the university is very much all contained in one part of the city. Everything is close by and easy. And in fact, 85% of our students are not from this city. They've all relocated to move here, either from other parts of New Zealand or from overseas. And this creates a wonderful dynamic of people all wanting to make friends and meet people, and very much feel safe to do so in a residential campus environment. We have over 150 student clubs and societies. There's something for everyone to join. We have extremely high student satisfaction. And we also have a wonderful campus watch team who keep our campus safe and happy and support our students and our staff. When we consider international global rankings of universities, it's great for you to know that the University of Otago is ranked 206th best in the world. And bear in mind, there are something like 17,000 internationally recognized universities. That's a really high ranking. You'll see in this slide the breadth of subject areas in which we are especially highly ranked in terms of research and teaching expertise, from tourism, sports-related subjects, dentistry, through to topics like food science and technology, public health, education, pharmacy, psychology, and plenty more. And the takeaway message from this is that Otago is research strong and also broad in its knowledge and expertise. One of my favourite slides is this one. The University of Otago has been considered, or it is considered, one of the world's most beautiful campuses. And this particular ranking puts us at the 5th most beautiful in the world. It really is something special. You will not find a campus like it in New Zealand. Hard to even find one as beautiful as this in Australia, I would add too, but we look forward to welcoming you to see it for yourself. And so the focus of today's webinar is indeed coming to Otago for some of our pathway or English language study options. And we're really proud to offer you these fantastic education offerings right here on the beautiful University of Otago campus. What we're especially pleased about is that we can offer you small class sizes dedicated to you as you progress your academic area, either in English or in preparation for university studies, typically no more than 18 students in the class. All of our academic staff teaching at the Pathway or at the English Language Centre have postgraduate teaching qualifications or TESOL qualifications, so you can be assured of quality. And we are also a registered test centre for IELTS and OET. We have a fantastic welcoming English language environment for you to come and develop and thrive in. And we're now going to move on to talk a little bit more about the education offerings at our Pathway and English Language Centre. So without further ado, I am going to magically make the camera move. There we go. Look at that. Gary, welcome on in.
Thanks, Megan, and appreciate that introduction. Thanks for coming along today. I'm Gary Cronican, the Director of Pathway. We want to tell you now about two of the departments in the university that Megan has touched on. Firstly, I just want to say it's good to see so many old friends here today. Thanks for coming along, and some new friends as well. So look forward to meeting you in person. More about that later. So yes, I want to tell you about the Pathway Department. It is a department, and we run two main programs, the Foundation Studies Certificate and this year for the first time, diplomas. So firstly, let me tell you about the Foundation Studies Certificate. So it provides a guaranteed entry into undergraduate study at the university. We run it over 2 semesters of 13 weeks, and the students study 10 papers. As Megan has alluded to, we have very small class sizes, so we want to really maximise the learning opportunities for all the students that come here. So the Foundation Study Certificate program is not only for those students who don't meet the undergraduate requirements, but also for students that really want to boost with their academic achievement. For instance, if you want to go on to health sciences, you know you're in a competitive situation, you just want to improve your standing in terms of academic achievement, then we're the place for you. We do teach into the same 4 academic divisions of the university that we have here, so health sciences, business and commerce, sciences, and arts humanities. So what are the benefits of a Foundation Study Certificate? Well, firstly, the curriculum will be delivered at an appropriate pace. So you get ready for the rigors of undergraduate study over the previous 26 weeks. We do have a combination of university style teaching and more like high school teaching too. So you get elements of both as we integrate you into the university. And we provide a lot of cultural orientation and support as well. What we hear students say time and time again is that when they've completed the Foundation Study Certificate program, it's built their confidence. They feel confident to take on undergraduate study. That's exactly what we want to hear.
Thanks, Gary. And of course, it's helpful at this point to understand just precisely what studying the Foundation Studies Certificate leads to at the University of Otago in terms of bachelor level studies. So if, for instance, one was to take the Foundation Studies Certificate Business stream and successfully achieve the Foundation Studies Certificate, this enables you to progress into our Bachelor of Commerce, which is a 3-year degree, of which there are several major subjects to choose from, or our Bachelor of Entrepreneurship, a specialised bachelor touching on a very contemporary and important topic. You also have the possibility to progress into one of our, or two of our combined degrees, whereby you can study a combined Bachelor of Commerce and Science, or a combined Bachelor of Arts and Commerce, usually in just under 4 years' time. So there's plenty of options in terms of progressing from your Foundation Studies Certificate with the business stream and being able to move directly into these bachelor degree programs and the specific major options indicated below. Now, if you were to take the humanities stream of the Foundation Studies Certificate, then this successfully enables you to progress directly into the Bachelor of Arts program, which is one of New Zealand's most flexible degrees with something like 40 major subject options available. And that's a 3-year degree. Or indeed, again, the opportunity to move into our combined Bachelor of Arts and Science degree or Bachelor of Arts and Commerce degree. Again, options where you can combine passions for 2 subject areas and condense those into 4 years as a combined degree. There is also the opportunity to compete for a place in the Bachelor of Teaching program once you've completed the Foundation Studies Certificate with Humanities. Or indeed into the Bachelor of Laws or Bachelor of Performing Arts subjects. But as you see on this slide, there are many, many options for Bachelor of Arts students who have come out of the Foundation Studies Certificate Humanities stream. Now let's take a look at the science stream. So those who do Foundation Studies Certificate Science, you can move forward into the Bachelor of Science, a 3-year degree, or again, the combined Bachelor of Arts and Science or Bachelor of Commerce and Science. And as you can see below, gosh, what an extensive range of science majors and specializations in there. A lot of really strong topics that Otago is very well renowned in. And lastly, the Foundation Studies Certificate Health Sciences stream allows students to progress into our Health Sciences first year. Now, Health Sciences first year is the required first year of studies that then leads you to compete into the professional health programs such as medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, medical laboratory science, and one more I'm slightly missing, physiotherapy. There we go. But if you complete the Foundation Studies Certificate Health Science stream, you may also consider progressing into the Bachelor of Biomedical Sciences, or alternatively, the Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Sciences, which is a very progressive and industry-specific degree, which has a huge demand. Likewise, you can also, from the Health Science Foundation Studies stream, move into a Bachelor of Science major, utilising some of the more health-related science majors, or even consider moving into the Bachelor of Health Sciences, which is focused on community and public health. So we'll move on to the next opportunity from the Pathway Centre, the diplomas, Gary.
Thanks, Megan. Yes, so I mentioned at the start that I'm going to be talking about 2 programs today, the Foundation Studies Certificate and diplomas. These are new this year, new in 2023. And this year we are already teaching the Diploma in Arts and the Diploma in Commerce, and we're waiting for one final approval to teach the Diploma in Science in 2024. So essentially, these are New Zealand Qualification Framework Level 5 qualifications. They're first year undergraduate study. So they lead into the 2nd year of a Bachelor of Arts degree or a Bachelor of Commerce and a Bachelor of Science degree after next year. And the idea is that they transition into the university through a really well supported environment. And I'll explain a bit more about that in a moment. So who are these suitable for? Well, it's for domestic and international students, for those that are really motivated to, that may not have got the university entrance, but motivated to study into an undergraduate degree. So the structure is unique. We've put a lot of thought into the design of this. So we want to combine some of the some skills papers where we teach the students how to learn, not just to learn the subjects, but how to learn the subjects. So we say that each diploma is a well-supported first year of a bachelor's degree. We incorporate Mataranga Māori and Pacific perspectives, and in terms of culturally responsive teaching and learning, so that we really engage the students in their learning. So the admission is for internationals would need a score of 5.5 IELTS or equivalent, which is of course is similar to the Foundation Study Certificate, and half a band lower than what's needed for other undergraduate study. For those domestic students, they have to have studied NCA level 3 in order to apply and be accepted into the program. At this stage, we just have one intake only in February, and as numbers grow, we'll look at having another intake later on. It's important to know that students that do pass the diploma, in fact, complete the diploma, will matriculate into the university. They will have been past their university entrance.
And Gary, just touching on the admission requirements there, we talked of the IELTS score, but of course for international students, the key thing is to have the equivalent of a minimum B average across at least 3 relevant subjects. So yes, near miss from the direct university entrance.
That's right, Megan, near miss. So those students that have just missed out, they really want to complete their undergraduate study for whatever reason, haven't quite got there. We've got a bit of flexibility around that, so we're keen to look at your overall profile, so everything you can put in an application to convince us that you're a serious student with the capability of undergraduate study. We're interested in talking to you about that.
And what an opportunity and advantage to be able to then complete that in such a well-supported way and progress straight into the second year of the bachelor program. That's the key difference from the foundation studies, of course. So
yes, so handy. Exactly, Megan. So this is designed so that these students, you can still complete a 3-year degree in 3 years.
Let's take a look at the structure of the program. We'll start with the Diploma of Commerce. And so you can see there the dark blue modules. These are those so-called core pathways sort of teaching you how to learn successfully. Is that how you describe those?
These are the skill-based papers. So again, we've done this from a research base. So we've looked at some research around the world that suggests that co-requisite teaching is at least as effective as prerequisite teaching, which is the Foundation Study Certificate. So we are teaching students the skills to learn as they are learning the papers. So for instance, if we look at the commerce diploma here, while they're studying, for instance, maths for commerce and principles of economics, we're teaching the skills for those as well. So yes, there are three elements to the makeup of all 3 of the diplomas. There are those ones in dark blue, which are the skills-based papers. The ones in the lighter blue, they are replicas of undergraduate papers, of 100 level papers that we're going to teach within the pathway department in this close environment with small class sizes and lots of support around the students. And then the papers that you see in the gold, they are timetabled 100 level undergraduate papers that the students will be studying with the rest of the undergraduate students in the university. So they get a bit of a taste of everything.
And what I like about the Diploma of Commerce is that the business school has really worked hard to ensure that students who will move forward into the second year of bachelor degree from this will already have everything necessary to be able to move forward with any of their majors in the Bachelor of Commerce. So that's neat and tidy and well mapped out precisely for you. If we move into the Diploma of Arts program, here again we see that similar structure with the skills-based dark blue courses first off, and then some different lighter blue courses that relate more to the arts. Have you anything to add on those?
Yeah, correct. They are. We have talked to the Faculty of Arts about what are most appropriate papers for their study to get them to success at 200 level, and those were the papers that they suggested to us. As Megan mentioned earlier, the Bachelor of Arts is a very flexible degree, so there is really good flexibility in terms of the 100 level papers that you could take into the Diploma in Arts.
Lots of choice there. Yeah. And then lastly, we have the Diploma of Science. So the same pattern again, the skills-based courses, then some very strong, solid preparatory science focused courses that are aligned to the 100 level science opportunities at Otago, and then again quite a degree of choice for which precise 100 level undergraduate science subjects you will take in the course of the program.
Yeah, and I think the thing to add about that, Megan, once again, you're completely accurate there, is that the papers in gold at the bottom, there is actually open choice. You can choose just about any paper in the science degree, but if you want to finish the degree in 3 years, then it's from these 20 majors that you need to select them from. So just to be really clear about that, if you select papers from that schedule there, then you can go into those degrees. If you want to take another major, then it might take you 3.5 years as opposed to 3, but you can still start off doing the diploma.
Well, these diplomas are exciting, Gary, and what I also like is the fact that the Foundation Study Certificate and the diplomas and the whole pathway and all of the staff, they are there to enable everyone that opportunity for success. So it doesn't matter which way you're coming in, you will be so well supported to achieve those goals that you're aiming for and allow you to progress into the degree studies you have that ambition to complete. So let's talk about a couple of other pathways into the University of Otago, just touching on the fact that the University of Otago does have a partnership with NC UK, which is offering an international foundation year in a number of overseas locations. And they also offer the International Year 1 business management pathway, which also enables students studying at an NC UK centre overseas to come into the Bachelor of Commerce second year as well. And in addition, Otago is very fortunate to have partnerships with a number of universities in a variety of places where we have a so-called articulation agreement, or a 2+1, whereby students can start their degree studies at a partner and transfer into Otago, complete the degree with us and be awarded an Otago degree. So there are some other options available for you to start offshore and transition into Otago too. Now, though, let's switch our focus a little bit from the pathway preparation studies and focus more specifically on preparing English language studies. And with me, I'm delighted to have Paul.
Kia ora, everybody. Thank you, Megan. My name's Dr. Paul Baker. I am the Director of the English Language Centre. So just to give you a brief overview of the English language options that are available at the University of Otago. So I'll talk about two things. Firstly, our general English programs, and then move on to English for Otago. But our general English program is ideal for anybody who just wants to improve their English language, but also for anybody who needs to improve it to do further study at Otago. So we offer English language training across 5 levels, the lowest being elementary, right through to advanced. And this is really suitable for anybody who wants to improve their English just for business purposes, for travel purposes, but more importantly, for further study. So if you are looking to study in either the Foundation Certificate program or the diploma with Gary and his team, but you haven't quite met the English language requirements, it's possible to progress through our programs, complete the assessments and demonstrate your proficiency and move into those programs without needing to do the IELTS examination again. Now, in our general English programs, you'll get 23 hours of tuition a week. Our small class sizes with a maximum of 18 means you'll get plenty of attention from your teacher. You'll be engaged with the other students in the class and you'll feel very much at home. And you'll get continuous assessment throughout the course to ensure that you can achieve your goals and you're getting feedback on your progress at each stage of your learning. We also have flexible start dates, so we can work with you to find the best time for you to start and map out where you're going next when you finish with us. Okay, English for Otago is the next main program that we run. And this is a 12-week program designed for students who've already met the academic entry requirements for study at the University of Otago, but still need to meet the English language requirements. So to achieve the English language entry requirements for study at the University of Otago, if you successfully complete this program with a C grade or higher, you can then move on in the next semester to study university papers at Otago. So to get onto English for Otago, if you're an undergraduate student, you need a 5.5 or equivalent. If you're a postgraduate student for most degrees, an IELTS of 6 with nothing below a 5.5 or equivalent will meet the entry requirements for English for Otago. Thank you, Megan.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Paul. And there were a couple of intakes a year there too, weren't there?
Yes.
March and October.
That's it.
March and October. So let's now just consider more broadly the entry requirements and application process to join into any of our pathway or English language options. So if we consider the English language requirements to join the diploma or a foundation studies certificate program, you do need a minimum IELTS of 5.5 with no band less than 5.0, or you could come through Paul at the English Language Centre and have achieved the matching level of English through the studies that they can teach through General English, for instance, or indeed English for Otago. English for Otago, to enter English for Otago, if you already have a conditional offer to study a degree at the University of Otago, but you need to top up that English, and if your English is sitting at a 5.5, at a 5.5, you can enter the undergraduate English for Otago, and we'll get you through to come out at a 6.0 and enable your full admission into Otago. If, however, you are a postgraduate student who has a conditional offer, but you need to top up that English, you will need to join English for Otago with a starting level of an IELTS of 6, and we'll help you get up to that 6.5 that's necessary for most postgraduate programs. Do note, however, that there are a handful of programs at Otago with a higher English language requirement. If you're ready to consider jumping into some general English training, basically, I think as Paul alluded, there are many levels and opportunities to join in. So really, no matter where your start point is, you can complete an online placement test, and that's will give the information needed to understand what level to start you at and when, and understand your goals as well, and that can be mapped out for you. We do, aside from IELTS, of course, also accept other English language tests, for instance, the PTE Pearson one, Language Cert, and TOEFL as well. So that's a little about the English requirements. Let's take a look at some key intakes and planning ahead to join us at Otago. In October, we've got another intake this year coming up soon. So it's not too late. You can still apply for English for Otago at undergraduate or postgraduate level. You can still apply for general English, no matter what level you are at, and get underway. And you can also still apply for our Foundation Studies Certificate October intake. And that intake aligns you to finish and be able to join in semester 2, Gary, isn't it? Next year, semester 2.
June intake of undergraduate study. Yep.
But you see the upcoming intakes as well, including next February. And this is, of course, a great opportunity to apply either for General English Foundation, the diplomas, the new diplomas. So now's a great time to be applying for those, and indeed English for Otago. We also have a June intake for General English and for Foundation Studies, and another October intake again next year. So plenty of opportunities still to join us. How to apply? If you are looking to apply for the diploma, now because the diploma is taught across the Pathway Centre and the university, we encourage you to, if you're an individual watching this and looking to apply, please contact us directly at our pathways.admissions@otago email address there, and our colleagues will help you through that process. If you are an education consultant ready to place an application for a student looking to take the diploma, you can either apply through your existing University of Otago eVision agent portal, if you have one. If you don't have one of those, please just email us at pathways.admissions, and the team again will be very happy to help you through that process to receive your application on behalf of the student you're working with. Now, for those of you looking at Foundation Studies Certificate or any of the English language course options, this one, for these, you simply apply directly through our online webpage, which takes you through to the online application portal for the Pathway and English language options. If you are an education consultant, please, we welcome you to apply through there, but please do use the student's email address, not the agency email when you set up that particular application. If you need help, once again, please reach out to the Pathways email address and the team will be happy to help you. Okay, let's move into some frequently asked questions. That some of these we've received in advance of this webinar. We're broadening it out a little bit here with Paul and Gary on the line with this part. So let's kickstart. Gary, I feel this is a good one for you. How can I decide whether to apply for Foundation Studies Certificate or the diploma?
Okay, it's basically if you're really near miss, if you're almost there in terms of having passed your university entrance, then probably the diploma is what you should be looking at. If you're just a bit further away and you feel that you're a bit lacking in confidence in terms of your academic achievement, then perhaps the Foundation Study Certificate. So what's been happening a lot is that students and indeed education consultants have been sending their profiles to us and we've been giving some advice about that. So you can reach out to us for advice too.
That's handy. Here's the next question. Can I enter the diploma after I study the Foundation Studies Certificate? Is that allowed?
The answer is yes. So if you have passed the Foundation Studies Certificate, in other words, you've passed at least 8 of the 10 papers, then actually you're eligible to start your undergraduate study. If, however, you haven't quite passed, again, you're near miss. If you've passed just 7 of the 10 papers, then you can enter the diploma as well.
Okay, that's handy to know. Now, this is a good one that comes up often for us. What is the difference? There's a lot of health science being thrown around. So let's talk through the difference between Foundation Studies Certificate Health Sciences stream, or the Health Sciences first year, or the Bachelor of Health Science. So I can help out with this one, I think. Foundation Studies Certificate Health Sciences stream. This is for students who do not yet have university entrance. So this is a foundation year, but with a particular focus in the curriculum leaning toward preparation for going on to health sciences first year. Now, health sciences first year is undergraduate level courses taught from the university, and it is the key first year for anyone considering that they'd like to move into the professional health programs like dentistry, medicine, physio, pharmacy, or medical laboratory science. Health sciences first year, you do need to have university entrance to go into it. It's also an excellent base for any kind of biomedical related studies ongoing. Lastly, the Bachelor of Health Sciences. This is quite a specific 3-year degree program focused on community health or Pacific and Māori health or public health. So it is not the same thing as health sciences first year. So if your plan is your ambition is to become a doctor or a pharmacist or a professional health career, you need to enter and do health sciences first year. And if you haven't got university entrance yet, then this would be the perfect opportunity to take up Foundation Studies Certificate with the health science stream to be well placed and prepared for health sciences first year. Oh, that was a mouthful. Hopefully that made sense. Here's the next question. If I successfully complete my English for Otago, do I need to resit the IELTS test for the admission part into the University of Otago?
Absolutely not. And in addition to that, I think the English for Otago course is really, really good preparation for university study. It does a lot more than raise your level of English to the entry requirement you need. It prepares you for the study skills and the expectations you'll face when you're studying at the University of Otago. So how do you write an essay? How do you reference sources properly? How do you do research? How do you find out the things you need to know outside of your lecture times?
Very comprehensive course. All right, let's move on to money, scholarships and tuition fees. And we all enjoy this topic. So Gary, I'll let you kickstart with the first scholarship option.
Yeah, sure. So we have what we call the University of Otago Pathway Te Huarahi Scholarship. Te Huarahi is the Māori word, which means pathway. And so these are available by application for students, and it is a minimum of $5,000. So what we're looking for is a student that's really hardworking, that wants to achieve well, and just could do with that extra boost of cash to make it work. So again, we look at the whole situation on your application, and maybe we can squeeze out a bit more than $5,000 sometimes too.
Lovely. And it's an active application that has to be made for the Pathway Scholarship.
Yes. Yep.
Let's look at number 2, which is the Vice-Chancellor's Scholarship for International Students. And for this one, this is applicable to all international students applying to commence a full-time bachelor's degree at Otago commencing in 2024. So that could either be you maybe commence Foundation Studies Certificate in October this year and transition into the full degree in semester 2, July next year at Otago. Or it could be that you've maybe applied directly to the university for next year and you are given a conditional offer with the scholarship. That's another possibility too. The point is that this current scholarship is unlimited. It is valued at 10,000 New Zealand dollars, which will be taken off your tuition. And there is no extra application process for this. This is applied directly at the point of the admission offer for the university's bachelor degree programs taking place. Then if we move to number 3, this is the University of Otago's kind of classic collection of entrance scholarships. These are mainly designed for domestic students in New Zealand, but international students who are currently in New Zealand studying at the university, in a New Zealand high school, are also able to apply for these. Now, some of these scholarships have a value up to $30,000. Now, that deadline to apply is coming up very soon, the 15th of August, and it is a very competitive selection. You do need to make a comprehensive application for the entrance scholarships. So this is, again, suitable only for the international students and domestic students in a New Zealand high school, and this can be a wonderful option that can take place. Now, we should just touch on the fact that in theory, it is potentially possible for you to receive the Pathway Scholarship, if we go back to this slide here, to commence Foundation Studies Certificate in October this year, and to receive the Vice-Chancellor's Scholarship to commence the Bachelor degree in semester 2, July next year at the university. That's a very distinct possibility at this time. So if you're considering whether or not to do Foundation Studies this year or not, I would say jump in and go for it now. This is a great time to apply. I also wanted to draw your attention to the Manaaki New Zealand scholarships. These are New Zealand government funded scholarships, and they are full scholarships that cover all tuition, living costs, flights, and so on. Very generous scholarships indeed. For a number of countries across a number of parts of the world. There is only one application period per year, and at this time we expect the next application period to open in February. Now, we mentioned this one because this at times can potentially include coverage of some pathway related studies before entering into the university, or indeed some English language support as well. But that can be handy to be aware of as a full scholarship option. All right, further, money. Gary, tuition fees.
Tuition fees, we're competitively priced, as you can see there. So the fees for the Foundation Studies Certificate are significantly lower than undergraduate study. The diplomas are a little bit less than undergraduate study, the full course, and of course the general English and English for Otago fees are there as well.
You're right, competitively priced, and that's handy. And if we think about accommodation and living costs, it's exciting to know there are different options depending on the kind of student that you are. So the residential colleges, we have 14 fantastic residential colleges at the University of Otago, and these are suitable for Foundation Studies Certificate students and diploma students alongside our first year undergraduate students. Residential colleges really do offer the best start for university, highly supportive, fully catered, safe tutorials are offered at the colleges, pastoral care, many social activities, friendship for life. It's a wonderful way to transition into university life and in a New Zealand university context too. We do also have college options suitable for under 18-year-olds who are soon to become 18. And the application period for the colleges usually takes place around this time of year during August. If you're in New Zealand, it's vital that you apply by the 30th of September deadline. If you are offshore, you have until the 1st of December to apply. And that's a great option again for foundation and diploma students. Now, homestay, Paul.
Yeah, homestay is a really, really important part of the English language options we provide. Homestay means you move into accommodation with a New Zealand family, a local based family. It still means you've got quite a degree of freedom. You get your own room, your own keys. You can come and go as you wish, but it also gives you the opportunity to use your English language outside of the classroom, get to experience New Zealand culture firsthand, taste New Zealand food. It really does immerse you in the New Zealand lifestyle. Anybody who's in homestay gets 3 meals a day, and internet and power is also included.
And finally, we have an option called the uni flats or university flats. And these are very unique to Otago, and these are suitable for students who are maybe thinking about coming to Otago to study English and have a full semester of English language studies while living in a homestay, and then transitioning to do a study abroad semester with us. And when moving into the study abroad semester, it's a perfect chance to move into a uni flat and gain independent living and have the sort of traditional New Zealand student flatting experience alongside other international students who are coming out for a study abroad semester. So we'd recommend that for those of you considering perhaps coming for a concentrated English semester and then moving into a study abroad at the university. So if we summarise the cost of living, ultimately, we'd strongly recommend you have at least New Zealand $22,000 to $25,000 per year. And you see the breakdown of kinds of accommodation options listed up there. Some of those include the meals and some don't. Uni flats, you're doing your own cooking and purchasing your own foods, for instance. But I think what's really important when you consider coming to study foundation studies or a diploma or English language or even university studies is that taking up the chance to live in university arranged accommodation is safe, you can trust, and it also aligns with the academic years of the universities, which makes it a lot easier than trying to figure it out yourself through the private market. All right, let's talk about life on campus. So you arrive for your pathway or English study option, but you're also right on the heart of the University of Otago campus. And so you'll get to experience life as a university student too, in many regards. You're seeing the facilities, you're accessing a number of the same things that university students are, and it's a beautiful campus indeed. But in addition, there are specialist services too.
So talking about the services that are available to anybody who's studying either in the pathway programs or the English Language Centre, we've got our own student support team, which is in the building where you'll be studying in any of those programs, a team of 4 who can help you with things like study life balance, mental health and well-being, special consideration applications, how to manage stress, give you advice academically, and tips on study and class cultural diversity and things like that. Great people to go to if you have problems, you lose your wallet, they can help with insurance, you're feeling homesick, they're good people to talk to, and they're on site and available every day.
Brilliant.
Okay, we've also got something we're very proud of, our own particular library called the Independent Learning Centre. It's open Monday to Friday from 9 to 5 p.m. It's designed specifically for English Language Centre students and pathway students. So it's full of resources and material that is really, really helpful for the studies you're doing. It's also run by somebody who is trained in English language teaching and can offer you really, really good advice on stuff that will help make a difference to your studies.
And of course, then you've got the university libraries, and while studying at the Pathway and English Language Centre, it's a chance to explore those libraries and get familiar with them before you actually start university level studies. We have fantastic specialist librarians to support you in your ongoing studies as well. There are so many support services right across the University of Otago, from the Pathway and English Language Centre and all the way up, whether it's career development, international student support, visa support, academic support, and so on. Very importantly, the clubs and societies are available to you as well. We mentioned right at the start, over 150 clubs. There's something for everyone, whether it's hiking clubs or snow sports or chess or debating or what have you. There is something for all, and plenty of volunteering opportunities too. We know students like to make an impact in society, and we provide and support opportunities for that too. A handy tip are the free breakfasts and $4 lunches at the clubs too. Right across the university campus, we have a very helpful Ask Otago team. This is a central one-stop shop for any kind of question you might have, whether you're lost, whether you're trying to find out how do I make a change in something academic. You've got friendly people to help you navigate that. Student health is also right on the university campus, and this is a comprehensive team with medical doctors, nurses, and mental health specialist support staff as well. And indeed, Campus Watch, which is our friendly security kind of like a campus team who make sure we're all happy and safe, checking people who've got their flats locked up, helping you out if you get lost or need or would like someone to walk you home from the library in the evening, for instance. We have fabulous facilities for keeping fit. The Unipole gym is ginormous, and it has something for everyone in terms of training facilities, weights, classes and courts. And plus right outside, you've got a whole bunch of sports fields as well. Now, it's important to feel welcome, and certainly at Otago, we genuinely welcome you, and we offer an inclusive campus. So we have students from over 80 countries, 86% of our students come from outside of Dunedin. So everyone's looking to feel welcome and included. We have an accessible campus, we have multi-faith support, queer support. We have a lot of support for everyone. You're all welcome. We're also a very involved student body and campus with, as I mentioned before, volunteering, making social impact. So whether you're planting trees, helping people, children with learning to read, there's all sorts of things to get involved in. And a great way to learn more about this is to connect with our UniBuddy student ambassadors. If you scan the QR code, you can connect with some of our current international students who can tell you what life is really like here from their perspective too. But there was an awful lot of talking at my end, and I think it would be far more interesting for you to hear from a real student. And so I am delighted to welcome Joanna to our webinar. Welcome.
Thank you for having me here. So hi everyone, my name is Joanna. I'm originally from Jakarta, Indonesia, and I moved to Dunedin last year. I was in the Foundation Studies program under the Arts stream. From October 2022 to June 2023, I am now enrolling in my first semester of university under the Bachelor of Arts, where I'm majoring in psychology and I'm minoring in communications. A little bit about me is that I love traveling, I love adventures and music and all that kind of stuff. So
fantastic. Just like to note what a great degree option you've chosen.
Thank you.
Fellow Bachelor of Arts graduate.
So yeah, a little bit about my journey here at Otago. It started when I graduated high school. I didn't have enough credits to transfer to the university, so I did have to take the pathway programs, and I'm really grateful that I did stick it out into the entire program. I actually started with homestay here, as you can see from the pictures. My homestay family is really lovely. They made my adjustment to the New Zealand life, I guess, way easier. And then for the pathway program itself, there was really a lot of things for me and for everyone else involved. As you can see from the pictures, there's events and activities everywhere in the building and in the program itself. The lectures and tutorials are very much inclusive and not one-sided. I guess you can say it's very like connecting with the student. Yeah, so this is a typical day in my life as a college student. I usually go to my lectures and my tutorials, as I encourage everyone to do. And I usually finish a little bit later in the afternoon. So I do go get lunch in my hall that I'm staying in, which is in Arana Hall in Arana College. Or there's also options in the city center and in Octagon and everything else. There's also plenty of activities to do for you guys, indoors or outdoors, like thrift shopping. There's a lot of op shops and thrift shops here, which is really awesome. There's ice skating, art gallery, there's the botanical gardens, and there's also the beach when it's a really nice day out. And I usually end my day with studying, usually in my room or usually in the library, in one of the libraries, which is a really great space for people to hang out and study with their friends.
Nice.
Yep, this brings me to my top tips for surviving the Pathway program. The first one is to prioritize, and by that I mean to manage your time really well, to know that your priorities lie in your academics and your assignments. The next one is to not be afraid to ask for help. Again, everyone here is just so friendly, so resourceful, and really helpful. My personal favorite is Ask Otago. I've been there quite a few times, and they've helped me achieve and helped me to get solutions to my problems, even non-academic problems. The next one is to complete all your assessments, internals and externals. I know the little assignments along the way of your course looks a little bit small, but in comparison, for the outcome, your internals do make a lot of difference to your results. The next one is to study outside of class. I personally do this to boost my memory and understanding. I know sometimes people in class can get shy to ask questions, or maybe they just can't keep up with the pace of the lecturers or the tutorial, the tutors. So I do encourage that you guys study outside, either alone or with a group of friends that you guys really know really well. And last but not least is to join clubs and communities offered by the university. I myself have been in a community in my Indonesian community associations here, which helped me distress a lot, because I know that the university life can get overwhelming for some people. And I guess being in a really tight community with that share the same hobby, the same interests, same passion, I guess that could really help distress and make connections while you're here. So yeah, that's all for me. I hope it's helpful for anyone that wants to enter Otago.
Thank you so much, Joanna.
Thank
It's
you so
super
much.
interesting to hear your story, and especially for someone coming from a very large city like Jakarta to quite a small city such as Dunedin. And what would you say to people who are maybe watching online who are from big cities and are wondering, gosh, what would it be like to be in a small city?
Yeah, I guess at first it was also kind of overwhelming to me how quiet it is here in Dunedin. But I guess there's that piece here, and there's also a lot of things. Again, this city is really like student related and it's student based, so there's tons of things to do here still. It's not like there's nothing for students to do. There's tons of activities, and there's tons of groups that you guys can hang out with people here. So it's not really a big change from where I'm from, but it definitely needs a little bit of adjustment. But I'm sure with a lot of help and a lot of people by your side, that's manageable.
What I like is that you can feel a part of the city.
Yes.
You know, you're not one of so many, you're a part of it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you once again. And hopefully you caught the Instagram handle to follow, because that's a great way to see what international students are experiencing at Otago and some of the activities and things that they're up to. You're also very welcome to follow this QR code to check out our 360-degree campus view video. And lastly, we've got time for a few live questions here, and Paul has kindly brought these up for me, and I'll try to read these out. So here we go. One for you, Gary. Can students continue to their second year of study if they don't pass the diploma?
The answer is yes, they can, under certain conditions, and it's very straightforward. It's a 126-point program, the diploma. That's the equivalent of 7 18-point papers. You can continue, you can matriculate, and therefore continue into the university second year if you pass 72 papers. That's the equivalent of 4 18-point papers, as long as 2 of those are those 3 that I showed you at the bottom of those diagrams, the 100 level papers. So the answer is yes, you can.
Brilliant. Another question, can the staff help me with my, can the staff at the Pathway, while I'm studying my foundation or diploma, can they help me with my admission into Otago University?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some great staff on the ground floor of our building, and they'll give you some advice and guidance for sure.
Gary, you're popular. Another question on the diploma here. Does the new diploma program accept students with international baccalaureate, the IB? And what is the score necessary for that?
Yep, IB program, no problem. In fact, any international program with international standing, we'll have a good look at. For the IB, in this case, 22 points.
Lovely. We've got another question here, just again touching on the cost of living, for instance. How much does a student have to pay for a month, including accommodation? I'm just trying to skim read through this, but I think it's better to look at the full amount that you need, because Immigration New Zealand will require you to have a certain amount of funds to show you can support your living. And plus you actually have to have that money up front, really. So in the main, you need to have, it was around just over 20,000 New Zealand dollars a year. And that's enough to cover your accommodation option, with whichever option that is, whether it's the residential college or homestay or uni flats, plus any additional food costs, any books or transportation if you need. Something we didn't mention about Dunedin and the university kind of location of all the accommodation is you don't need a car, you just walk basically everywhere. If you want to go a bit further out in the city, it's easy to jump on a bus. Bus transport is very affordable here. And there's also always a scooter to borrow if you're up for scootering down things, the Lime scooter or similar. Yes, I think that's all for the questions at this point in time that we haven't already answered. So Gary and Paul and Joanna, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your time today, especially to our old and new friends online. We really welcome you to the University of Otago. Please know you're very welcome here. You will be well supported here. We have some fantastic teaching and research expertise, but importantly for today's webinar, we're really keen to support you, no matter where you're at, to achieve your goals through our Pathway and English Language Centre. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time. See you later.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.